Okay, so we will start with the agency agreement. We talked about distributorship agreement. Since we're in a PPT, I'm going to write it down. So we talked about distributorship agreement, the features and negotiation points for distributorship agreement, and also we talked about the boilerplate, which applies generally to all 5 basic forms of agreements. So we talked about distributorship agreement, and today we're going to talk about agency agreement. If you are good this week, we will move into license agreement. And then after license agreement, we'll go to buy-sell. So today we're going to talk about agency agreement. So what's the difference between distributorship agreement and agency agreement? Okay. Under distributorship agreement, the distributor, so the parties to distributorship agreement are suppliers and distributors, right? And the idea is supplier sends them goods, sends distributor goods, distributor pays money, and then distributor resells to customers. Now, under agency agreement, the primary parties are principal and agent. Repeat after me. Principal. Agent. Okay. Now, principal does not actually send any goods to the agent, does not make any sale to the agent. Agent does not pay any money to the principal. What agent does is agent sells principal's goods to the customers, right? And agent collects commission. Agent collects commission from the principal for the services of selling the principal's goods to the customers. Okay? So in distributorship arrangement, there will be 2 contracts. The contract governing the relationship between supplier and distributor, that's one. And then there will be a second contract that governs the resale of goods from the distributor to the customers. The same thing under the agency relationship. Okay? So there will be a commission contract, which we call agency contract. And then there will be individual sales contract between agent and customers. So that's why we have a main contract and agency contract. When I say main contract, I'm talking about the contract governing the actual sale of goods between agent and customers. And agency contract is the contract governing the relationship between principal and agent. Now, if it is an exclusive relationship, now the same thing with the agency agreement. When somebody comes to you, or when a client comes to you with a copy of agency agreement, the first thing that you want to check is whether it is exclusive or not. Okay? Because once it is exclusive, there are several very important negotiation points that you have to think about. The same as distributorship agreement. Okay? What were those points? Go to slide number 6 of the PowerPoint. Okay, if it is exclusive, all right, what are the things that we have to look at? Territory is one, but before we get there, territory is one, and what other important negotiation points are there? Yes, scope of exclusive products. On what range of products, the agent has exclusive right to distribute. All right. Now, from agent's perspective, would the agent like a broader scope or narrower scope? Broader scope, right? Okay. Now, once the scope of exclusive products is set, we will have the same considerations as we faced under distributorship agreement. For instance, what can principal do in the exclusive territory of the agent? Right? Now, principal gives exclusive territory to the agent. Can principal sell? Okay. All right. Okay. So this is a slide for distributorship agreement, but we can apply the same thing on agency agreement. Can principal sell the same products inside the territory? Okay. If it's exclusive product, then if it's exclusive agency, then agent will have a very good argument saying principal should not sell in the territory, in the agent's territory. Okay, here is a question for you. Can principal say, hey, you are the exclusive agent for the territory, but not exclusive distributor. So in terms of agency relationship, you are the only one in the territory. But I'm not gonna appoint any other agent, but I'll appoint a distributor, somebody who buys and resells. Okay. If the principal says that, and you are representing agent, what will you say? Would you agree that agency and distributorship are two different things and they don't collide? What would you say then?
I guess maybe those kind of two contracts may jeopardize the other agency contract.
Sure. I mean, if you look at the They are different legally, but economically, they are the same. They are the sales representatives. They are just different forms of sales representatives. They are just different ways of exploiting the market, right? You either hire somebody to sell something, or you sell to somebody who will resell in the territory. Either of the two. But the sales done by agent will compete, right? Will compete with the sales done by distributor. So agent will have a very good argument saying supplier should not, or not supplier, principal should not sell at all, either through agency or distributorship inside the agency's exclusive territory. Now, what if principal does not knowingly sell, right? Principal does not knowingly sell in the territory, but sells to some third party who turns around and sells in the territory, and principal doesn't know about it. Can principal still be held liable for breach of contract? Well, depending on what the contract says, and if the parties are reasonable, you will want to do what I recommend you do for the distributorship agreement, right? The contract will say, principal will not knowingly, right? Principal will not knowingly distribute or sell the products in the territory. So that way, principal will be responsible only for the known distribution to the territory. He will not be held responsible for the situation where they innocently sold to third party and third party turned around and sold in the territory. But another very important effect for the agent of that provision, principal shall not knowingly sell or distribute the products inside the territory. The very important effect of that provision is that for the known distribution channel, okay, for the known route of the goods, for the known chain of sale of goods, principal will have affirmative duty to cut that off. Okay? So exclusive agent will monitor the market, right? Will go to different showrooms, go to stores, and check the serial number. Okay? All products, all manufactured products have, what is this? SN? Serial number. Okay? And through the serial number, agent can inform, and if there are goods competing with the agent can inform the principal, and from the serial number, the principal can identify through what route the products reach the territory, and then the principal will have to cut off that conduit, cut off that route of goods. How about agent outside the territory? Can agent sell or distribute outside his or her exclusive territory? What was my recommendation? Same thing as the recommendation. What was my recommendation for the distributorship? Should distributor be allowed to sell outside his exclusive territory? Usually, if the supplier wants to appoint an exclusive distributor for a certain territory, he will also want to appoint an exclusive distributor on another territory, right? Now, what's the idea? Well, to give incentives to these distributors to invest a lot in publicizing and advertising their products, right? Now, if you want to stick to that global sales strategy, you should not let distributor or agent to do anything outside his or her respective territory. Because if they do, then you cannot appoint exclusive distributors or agents in other territories, right? Because there will be competition, okay? Now, the same consideration. So you will need a provision that says, agent shall not sell or distribute outside the agent's territory, but there can always be the customers who buy through agents, and then sell them on eBay or sell them on Amazon, right? And sell outside the territory. And principal has, or agent has no way of controlling that. So the same qualifier, 제한하는 거죠. The same qualifier should attach to the provision restricting the agent's ability to sell outside the territory. Okay? So the provision should say something like, agent shall not sell or distribute outside the territory knowingly. Okay? Usually knowingly should go to the front. Right? You got the point. And same thing with, there are 4 other points that you should negotiate on exclusive distributorship: minimum purchase, territory and sales efforts, and terms of exclusivity. And on agency agreement, if it's exclusive agency, the same considerations apply. So let's look at those. So we'll look at that together a little bit later. Now, what changes, right? Now, for distributorship agreement, after this slide, we talked about how to order goods, okay, and how to set the prices between supplier and distributor. And we talked about warranties. Now, all of these don't apply to the agency agreement because there is no sales between principal and agent. Okay? There is only sales service done by agent to the principal. So the first question that comes to your mind is, okay, can agent appoint a sub-agent? Right? So by contract, the agent will now have the authority to enter into contract on behalf of the principal, right? Enter into contract selling the exclusive products to the customers on behalf of the principals, on behalf of the principal. Now, can agent appoint somebody else to do the same, to represent the principal? What do you think? Should agent be allowed to? Or we can kind of deduce the answer from what we learned from the contract law. Remember assignment of contract, right? When can a contract be assigned to a third party? Only when there is no adverse effect, right? Only when there is no 부정적인 효과. 상대방에게 부정적인 효과. 가만히 있는 상대방에게 부정적인 효과를 발생 안 되는데 에이전트를 야, 네가 에이전트 해라고 딱 맡겼어. 근데 그 에이전트가 딴 사람이 하라고 그 위임을 제 위임을 할 수 있느냐? I mean, what does the agent do? Well, the agent provides sales services. So probably the principal appointed the agent because the agent has good qualifications and good track record. If the agent is allowed to appoint somebody else to do the same, then principal's decision to appoint that good agent will be undermined, right? The principal's wish to work only with the good agents will be undermined if the agent makes its own arbitrary decisions about who will represent the principal. So usually the default answer is no. Now, the second negotiation point is scope of delegation. There can be a full spectrum of scope of delegation between principal and agent. Sometimes principal will tell the agent, please sell the goods at a certain price. That's my only requirement. Okay. Or sometimes principal will say, I don't even need to know the price. Just sell them. Okay. We can talk about you're gonna get commission proportional to the sales you make. So if you sell it cheaper, you are getting less commission. So it's your responsibility to sell at a certain price and collect the commission. Okay. So I don't care, just sell it. Sometimes principal will control, consent, will want to give, will want to check and give consent to every sale that agent makes. In previous age, in the past, it was difficult for agent to go back and get consent for every sale that agent makes because of because they didn't have internet back then. But now, because of the development of communication technology, many times principal checks, signs off on all, if not all, many sales that agent makes. Another negotiation point: who signs the main contract? Main contract is the contract that actually generates the revenue, right? Agent sell to the customer. Well, agent really doesn't sell. Agent sells on behalf of principal to customer. That contract. Who signs? A lot of times, because of the developed communication technology, principal wants to sign. Okay. Now, who collects the money? Sometimes, again, because of the developed financial technology, principal wants to be paid directly by the customer. But a lot of times agent can collect the sales revenue and then later deliver to the principal. So if the principal collects the revenue, principal calculates the commission and sends the commission, wires the commission to the agent, right? Now, if an agent collects the sales revenue, agent calculates the commission and keeps the amount equivalent to the commission and sends the rest to the principal. Commissions. Well, the first thing that we have to look at is commission rate. Okay. Now, what is most important? Actually, I'm going to talk about number 2 later. So besides commission rate, so is it 5%, or 6%, 10%, right? Now, whoever collects the sales revenue from the customers will have to either pay commission or sends the sales revenue minus the commission to the other party, right? Depending on whether you're the principal or the agent. Now, the other party receiving the money will always want to check whether the correct amount was delivered. So whoever is The question is to what the rate should be applicable. when it comes to sales, there can be different layers of revenue. Gross revenue. This is the total of all the money that you receive from customers. But gross revenue, okay, let's not do it this way. Okay. So this is gross revenue. What if like 10% of that is value-added tax, 부가세? Then commission should be applicable to gross revenue minus VAT. How about if there is a rebate? Or discounts? Who should be responsible for this? And how about advertising cost? If you take all this out, there is a net profit. Should the commission be applied to net profit, or to the gross revenue, or to a layer in between? That is another negotiation point. Of course, the agent will want to apply the commission to the greater category, right? The all-encompassing, the greater category of revenue, well, as great as possible. While the principal want to apply the rate as close as possible to the net profit. Okay, having said that, the other big question is to what deals or to what sales the commission will be applied. Is it to, because there are a lot of times that customers can just come directly to the principal. Customers living in the agent's territory can just come to the principal, right, and buy directly from principal. Then principal will ask, oh, how did you hear about us? Oh, I heard about you through agent, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so if agent did the introduction, should agent be entitled to the commission, entitled to collect the commission on that sales? Or is introduction not enough? There should be something more, like at least a negotiation on behalf of the principal. Some restrictive agency agreement will give commission only to the contracts actually signed. Okay. Now, why are we talking about this? Because the commission applies only when the sales are completed, right? Only when only when the sales money are collected? Well, it's because a lot of times agency agreement is like certain period, and agent does introduction to the introduction here for a certain customer, and negotiation for a certain customer. But that deal, that particular deal may not come to fruition, may not come to the final sales until the agency period over, right? It may take place right here. Then should the principal be responsible for paying the agent, right, for the sales that have concluded outside the agent's period? What would you say? I mean, the agent will have a very good argument saying, hey, I did well, first we have to decide, the parties will have to decide whether it's an introduction or the negotiation or the signing of contract or actual collection that agent should be paid for, okay, or agent should be paid commission for. Now, once the parties have decided that, now if they decide that only for the deals where the money is collected, only for the deals that sales money is collected, that agent will receive commission. If that's what the parties decided, then there's not much to negotiate. Okay? But if you take either introduction negotiation and signing of a contract, right? All of that can take place within the agent's period, but actual money collection can take place much later. And believe me, the reason you appoint an agent is because some of these goods are really difficult to sell. So I'm talking about, like nuclear power plant. I mean, that's at one extreme of the goods that are sold through agents, and it takes time to work on a client, right? And it is even for cars, right? Sometimes an agent can work on a client for 2-3 years to see the final sales to be done only after he quit, right? Now, and once introduction is done, so the agent, so if the agent has made a good argument, hey, for all of these things, it's very important. I mean, the introduction is very important. Negotiation is important. Signing the contract is very important. So for each of the deals, regardless when the money is collected, I should be paid commission, right? Agent can make a very good argument and win. So provision says that. But that's not the end of the deal. Because what if after the introduction, negotiation, or signing the contract is done, and then it remains dormant, sleeping, right? How long after the agent's period is over should the principal remain responsible for contacting the agent and paying the commission? What if the sales took place, what if the actual sales took place like 10 years after the agent's period ended? Is the principal still responsible? So the parties will have to negotiate on how long. Okay? How long after the termination of the agent's agreement the principal will be responsible for paying the commission to the agent. Okay. Okay, all right. So let's take an agent's agreement and then find the provisions constituting all these negotiation points. Okay, so no, let's do that a little bit later. Okay, I'll talk a little bit more, and then we'll look at the actual agreement a little bit later. Okay, now few more negotiation points is who is responsible for non-collection. Okay, let's say the customer received the goods but never paid up. Who should be responsible for going after the black consumer? Or, I mean, according to the law, agent really doesn't own the principal's goods. So the principal should go after the consumer, okay, for the unpaid price. But that can be changed by contract. Okay, some contracts say the agent will be responsible, and if you are agent's counsel, you will want to resist that. Okay. And then there are these warranties which apply in the same manner as in supplier-distributor relationship. Supplier makes warranty that the goods are, or the products are good as advertised, or good according to specification. Okay. The second warranty is that products are safe. Okay. The first warranty, the product being good. Second warranty, the product being safe. So safe that if the agent gets sued for product liability, manufacturer will do what? Indemnification. Okay. What's another term for, what's the synonym? What's similar to indemnification? Hold harmless. Okay. So if you want to be specific, because the term indemnification have two different meanings. 그러니까 직접 피해 보상하는 것도 indemnification이라고 하고, 제3자 소송으로부터 면책하는 것도 indemnification이라고 하니까. 그런 가능성이 있을 때는 그냥 hold harmless 조항이라고 하면은 제3자 소송으로부터 면책 의무가 있는 조항으로 뜻이 곧바로 통하죠. How about third-party IP non-infringement warranty? Again, you don't need it all the time, but you need it if the agent uses any of the intellectual property of the principal. And there are times, many times, agent does use intellectual property of the principal. What is the intellectual property that's most frequently used by the agent? Trademark, right? Because that's what the agent does. Raising the recognition of the trademark of the principal. And in order to do that, there has to be a trademark license agreement, and if the agent does go ahead, uses the trademark, that may violate the trademark of a third party, and the third party may sue the agent, and agent should get help from, should get protection from the principal. Okay. Now, for agency agreement, it's not just principal that makes the warranty, but also the agent. This is what's different from the distributor. Because agent represents the principal. Distributor does not represent the supplier. Agent represents the principal. And a key indemnification provision, key area where principal wants to be protected, is false advertising. Because if the agent exaggerates the quality of the product, principal may be held responsible for that level advertised by the agent when the principal has no economically feasible way of meeting that level. Okay. And also, some of the goods that are sold by the agents, for some of the goods, the agents have to give proper warnings, because the principal cannot be there when the products are sold. So the agent, if does not give proper warnings, then agent has to be responsible, which means agent will have to hold harmless, right? The agent will have to hold harmless the principal. Okay, and then it is license agreement. So before we go in there, what we want to do is this. I want you to go back to the boilerplate, okay? Because now you have the tools to analyze the entire contract, okay? So go to agency agreement. I'll give you 15 minutes. Yeah, I'll give you 15 minutes to read the agency agreement and identify the provisions that these negotiations that are related to these negotiation points, and see if you can make recommendations from. Imagine you are principal's counsel once. Okay. Read it once as principal's counsel, and then read it again as agent's counsel, and see if you can come up with some recommendations for change. Okay, so I'll give you 15 minutes to do that, and then we'll take 10 minutes break. So we'll start again at 6:35. Okay? All right, so is this an exclusive agency agreement? How do you know that? Where do you see the sign of exclusivity?
Sign
2.1. Subject to all terms and conditions of this agreement, principal agrees to engage agent on an exclusive basis. And agent agrees to provide marketing, sales support, distribution management services to principal in connection with the sale by principal of the product in the territory. Notice, sale is by principal, not by agent. Okay? Principal may from time to time within 6 days notice, add items, delete, withdraw, blah blah blah. Okay, so now we now know that it is exclusive agreement. So what's the first thing that you need to check? Scope of exclusive products. Where do you see it? In Exhibit A. What does it say? Principal can delete, add, withdraw. And add additional areas to or withdraw any areas from the territory in his sole discretion without any obligation to agent. Okay, so this is the part where agent's counsel stand up and bang on the desk. Say, it's unacceptable, right? Okay, what's the next? Well, this is this contract is written in line of my thinking. So the second thing you look at is what principal can do inside the territory, right? And you don't need to look further. It's right there. It's written out. 2.3. Notwithstanding anything contained here into the contrary, principal shall be entitled to sell products to any person within the territory or to any person outside territory for delivery to any person within the territory. Principal, on behalf of itself or affiliates, retains the right to enter into the distribution agreement for distribution of the products and other products. That's in principle of may sell products to authorized distribution resident in the territory. Okay. Again, this is something very pro principle. Okay? Because distributorship does erode the economic interest of agency. Because the consumers don't care as long as they buy the same products, whether buy from distributor or through agency. There will be competition. So this provision allowing principal to sell in the territory is poisonous to the agent. The next is sales outside the territory. What does it say? Agent agrees they will neither sell nor assist in any way, directly or indirectly, any person to sell products to persons outside the territory or to any person within the territory for resale or delivery outside the territory. Okay? So you will not sell to persons outside the territory. Also, you will not sell any person within the territory for resale outside the territory. Okay? Further, agent shall not promote or solicit customers for product sales outside the territory. Agent shall not establish any facility outside the territory, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now, interesting language there is agents shall not establish any facility outside the territory through which orders are solicited or in which inventories of products are stored without principal's prior written consent, which consent may be withheld or granted with or without condition in the sole and absolute discretion of principal. Okay. What if you are agent's counsel and you acknowledge that you should not sell or promote outside the territory, but you have concern about being restricted and setting up a facility outside the territory. Okay? And you want some freedom to set up facility outside the territory. Okay? For instance, you can have your territory can be Korea, or your territory can be Malaysia, and you may want to store the products in Singapore just because it's easier to reach. Your territory may be Myanmar, you may want to store the goods in Thailand just for safety reasons. So you want to make sure that you will be able to do that. But of course, principal wants some control. Good compromise between the two parties will be something like something that reads like this from the phrase, without the principal's prior written consent. Without principal's prior written consent, which consent may not be withheld unreasonably. Right? Which consent may not be withheld unreasonably. 불합리한 이유로 거부를 하지 못한다. 합리적인 이유로 해외 기지를 만드는 것에 대해서는 동의를 얻어야 되지만 동의를 불합리한 이유로 거절하지 못한다. 뭐 이런 취지입니다. Okay, what are the next things that we have to look at? Since it's exclusive agent, we have to look at the minimum purchase, because principal is entitled, entrusting the entire territory, entire market with the agent. What is the minimum purchase quantity? Or is there?
In 6.3, there is a minimum net sales target.
Okay, what is it?
6.3.
6.3. Minimum net sales target, first year, third year, second year. So what happens if the minimum net sales target is not met? See, if you just look at 6.3, you only did a half a job. You have to look at the legal consequences of violating or not meeting that target. Has anyone found out?
Eight.
8.2. Yeah? Except termination for change in control, termination for minimum net sale, except as set forth in section 8.1, this agreement may be terminated by principal upon 120 days prior written notice to agent after the occurrence of any of the following: a material change in the management, ownership, or control of agent. control all agent라고 그랬는데 타이포죠. control of agent죠. or the aggregate net invoice price or the products sold by agent in the territory in the relevant contract period is less than the minimum net sales target. So you can see this is a terrible contract for the agent because it can be terminated if it doesn't meet the minimum sales target, and yet principal wants to sell in the territory. And principal wants to appoint a distributor that will compete, that will undermine the agent's effort, the agent's sales efforts. All right. How about territory? Well, we looked at it already. We noticed that the principal can add, withdraw, right? Delete certain areas from the territory. It's a terrible, terrible provision for the agent. How about sales efforts? How much sales efforts does the agent have to make? So it will be under where? 5.1. Marketing and distribution. Agent acknowledges that strict performance of its obligation that is essential to the blah 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 shall have the following obligation. And I told you there are different shades, there are different levels of sales efforts that agent can be beholden to. At what level of sales efforts are being required of the agent? Look at 5.1b. To use its best efforts to sell and actively promote and market in accordance with all applicable laws and regulations to the maximum extent possible the products in the territory. This makes it very difficult for an agent to sell any other product. Because if the agent sells any competing product, it will be considered not making best efforts. So you can read through. So 5.1 has a very long list. To manage publications, advertising in and out of the territory. Okay, how about okay, what's the last one that we have to check when it is exclusive agreement? Term, right? Term of exclusivity. Have you guys found anything? (8.1), right? The agreement and the appointment hereunder shall run for a period of 2 years from the commencement date and shall automatically renew for consecutive 1-year periods unless either party provides prior written blah 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 blah. Okay, all right. So 2-year ends, neither party doesn't do anything, so it gets renewed for 1 year. What happens at the end of the first? So what happens at the end of the 3rd year? Does it get renewed automatically? What does the contract say? what happens at the end of the third year? After it gets renewed once, yeah, renewed again. It says consecutive 1 year periods, right? The plural. Right? That means every year it gets renewed unless either party says anything. I'm pointing this out for you because if you know this expression, consecutive something periods, it comes in handy when you want to set up something like this. 그거 모르면 되게 복잡하게 쓰게 돼요. 1년 후에 그렇게 되고, 세컨 이어는 또 뭐 되고, 뭐 이렇게 쓰다 보면 막 말이 꼬이거든요. 이런 표현을 알고 있으면 좋습니다. Okay, so now we have to look at unique points of negotiation for agency relationship, right? So okay, so scope of delegation, right? How much is left with the agent if you read the agreement? Can principal set the prices, right? Can agent set the prices? Does agent deliver the goods? I mean, what is exactly the role of the agent? And who signs the main contract? Who signs the contract that actually makes the money? Through which the consumers, make the payment for the goods. And who collects the money? Depending on who collects the money, either the principal will have reporting, record keeping, audit obligations, or the agent will have that obligation. Right? It's hard to find, I know, it's hidden, but principal. Okay, and how do you know that?
The net sales.
Net sales. Okay.
Says the amounts received by principal.
Okay. Good. Good. And also, if you read through, for instance, if you look at 5.3, agent shall, upon principal's request, recommend to principal the distribution or wholesale prices at which the products may be sold from time to time by principal to authorized distributor within the territory. Okay. So that also shows that it's the principal that is doing the sale themselves.
선생님, 저 궁금한 게 있는데, 그러니까 곧장 상품 price information 보면 principal이 사인한 거지만 5.1에 T 하나 보면 리포트는 principal이 받고 있잖아요. 그래서 이거는 좀 약간 이건 뭐 상충된 것이 아닌가 하는 의미인 것 같습니다.
그러네요. 네, 나도 잘 몰랐는데. Provide principal with the monthly activity reports detailing all sales orders received, deliveries made, marketing and sales activities, prospective retailers and distributors approached, and such other information reports as principal may reasonably request from time to time. Monthly activity reports. Maybe this is 그러니까 all sales orders received 그것만 빼면 나머지는 괜찮은 것 같아요. 왜냐면 자기가 홍보 활동을 어떤 걸 했는지 쭉 적어서 내는 거니까. 지금 5.21의 T에 지금 보고 있습니다. 그래서 N 같은 데 보면은 N이 아니라 5.1에 R 보면은 to assist the principal in achieving sales in the territory equal to or exceeding the minimum net sales target unless otherwise previously agreed in writing by principal. 해야 되는 일은 되게 많은데 실제 파는 거는 프린시플이 파는 것 같아요.
그 4.3에 보면 orders에 principal shall be entitled to accept or reject any order for the products in territory.
Good. Yep, that's the smoking gun. Yeah. So I guess the principal that is also signing the main contract and collecting money on the main contracts as well.
그러면 여기서 only principal이라고 안 하고 그냥 principal shall be entitled라고 했는데 그러면 에이전트는 아예 못하는 건가요? 그러면?
그렇죠. 네, 에이전트 못하게 되어 있는 거죠. only principal 어디?
아니 그러니까 only principal이라고 안 돼 있어서.
여기서 이제 4.3의 취지는 프린시플이 원래 프린시플이 accept, reject를 다 하는데 그걸 전제로 하고 여기서는 오더가 와도 거부할 수 있다. 그런 이제 자유를 확보하려고 해놓은 거죠. 그걸 왜 에이전트 계약서에 해놨을까요? 에이전트 입장에서는 프린시플이 그걸 거부를 하면은 미니멈 세일스 타겟 하기가 점점 더 어려워지잖아요. 그럼 계약 해지당할 수가 있잖아요. 그죠? 근데 프린시플이 그럼에도 불구하고 그래서 그 오더가 들어오면 그거를 액셉트 하느냐, 리젝트 하느냐는에 대해서 에이전트도 이해관계가 있는 거예요. 그럼에도 불구하고 프린시플이 그런 재량이 있다라는 걸 이제 확보해주는 조항인 거죠.
그러면 assertive orders가 그 collecting이랑 같은 말인가요?
그렇진 않은데 아까 그 net sales를 프린시플이 받은 돈으로 계산한다는 거 보니까 그건 collect고 이거는 이제 그 계약을 왜냐면 accept, reject 이거는 법률 행위잖아요. 계약을 체결하는 행위잖아요, 그죠? 네, 그래서 여기서는 그 실제 그 매매와 관련된 법률 행위를 프린시플이 직접 한다는 걸.
그럼 아까 net sales에서 received by principal인데
네.
그 2.3에서 principal이 territories 직접 할 수도 있잖아요.
네, 네.
그것도 다 포함하는 건가요? 미니멈 net sale?
그거
그러면 에이전트한테 유리한 거 아니에요?
그건 에이전트한테 유리하죠. 네. 그래서 실제로 그러니까 이제 계약서를 이제 읽어 나가면서 이제 그런 것들을 발견하는 건데 실제로 net sales가 아까 얘기한 것처럼 뭐 introduction 한 거, negotiation 한 거, 뭐 sign contract 한 거 그런 게 아니라 그 테리토리에서는 무조건 다 그 테리에서 나오는 거는 무조건 다 커미션을 받는다. 그러면은 사실 디스트리뷰터 그 선임해도 되고 또 프린시플이 직접 팔아도 되죠. 네. 그래서 그런
그게 다 미니멈 넷세일을 포함해요.
그렇죠. 그렇죠. 그런 계약서일 수가 있어요. 네. 물론 그렇다고 해도 오더가 들어왔는데 거부하면은 이제 에이전트한테는 불리하겠지만 어찌됐든 그 프린시플이 테리토리 내에서 팔 수 있거나 또는 디스트리뷰터를 선임할 수 있거나 하는 게 다른 걸 보지 않으면 이제 에이전트에게 불리하지만 그 커미션을 계산하는 데 있어서 테리토리에서 발생하는 모든 세일즈에 적용된다 라고 하게 되면 그렇게 분리할 게 없는 조항이죠. Good point. Very good point. 그럼 한번 net sales를 같이 보죠. 실제로 그렇게 돼 있는지. Net sales means the amounts received by principal for the sale of products and territory to bona fide independent third parties. 예. 벌써 딱 이것만 봐가지고는 모든 그 테리토리에서의 모든 세일이 다 포함된 것 같습니다. Net sales means the amounts received by principal for the sale of products and territory to bona fide independent third parties less normal and customary rebates and cash trade quantity discounts, sale use and other excise taxes or duties, the actual cost of any packaging and shipping, including insurance and amounts actually allowed or credited due to defects, returns, rejections, wholesale chargebacks, retroactive price reductions. 이거 다 이제 깎아주는 할인 여러 사유들이죠. Notwithstanding anything contained herein to the contrary, net sales shall not include any online sales, catalog sales, or any sales to AB's franchisees or affiliates.
ABC가 프린시플이면
네.
제외되는 건
ABC가 프린시플이죠 지금. 네. 그러니까 사내 매출 이런 건 다 포함 안 된다는 거하고 온라인 매출하고 그러니까 온라인 매출 포함 안 되고 사내 매출 포함 안 된다는 거. 커미션 계산은.
마지막에 any sales to ABC.
ABC franchisees. 그러니까 ABC의 가맹점.
affiliates는
관계사. 네, 어필리에이트 한번 볼까요?
그럼 ABC 본사는 제외되는 건가요?
ABC 본사가 ABC의 가맹점에 팔거나 ABC의 계열사에 파는 거는 뺀다는 건데 이거는 뭐 괜찮아요. 왜냐하면 그거는 에이전트의 홍보 노력으로 일으킨 매출이 아니라고 가정을 할 수가 있습니다. 근데 온라인 세일즈는 이거는 에이전트 입장에서 좀 문제 제기를 해야죠. 왜냐하면 온라인 세일즈도 결국에는 특히 요즘 온라인 세일즈가 점점 늘어나고 있는데 그 지역을 맡아서 이렇게 홍보를 한 경우에는 포함시켜 줘야죠. 당연히 그 홍보 효과가 나서 온라인으로 주문을 이제 할 수 있는 거니까. 어필리에이트이 뭔지 위에 잠깐 볼까요? 지금 뭐 질문이 들어왔으니까. 이번 affiliate shall mean with respect to any specified person, any other person that directly or indirectly through one or more intermediaries is controlled by or under common control with such specified person. 그래서 ABC의 어플레이션하는 거는 ABC가 컨트롤하려면 보통 이제 50% 이상 가지고 있어야죠. 50% 플러스 원 쉐어. 이것도 affiliate이고 is controlled that directly controls such specified. 그러니까 ABC를 컨트롤하는 것도 이것도 affiliate, 이것도 affiliate. 또 이것도 affiliate. 세 가지가 다 affiliate이 되는 거예요. 이제 다 이거는 이 관계는 이제 50% 플러스 원 share. 이것도 50% 플러스.
저 맨 위에 있는 건 뭐예요?
이게 ABC를 컨트롤하는.
아, 그것도 affiliate.
예,
아,
예. 보통 이제 마더 컴퍼니라고 부르는데 마더 컴퍼니도 이제 affiliate를 보겠다. 자, 그러면은 그 다음에는 어떻게 계산을 하는지, 커미션 어떻게 계산하는지 볼까요? 네. In consideration of the service to be provided by the agent in accordance with the agreement, the agent shall be entitled to receive the amount set forth below. 그래서 뭐 심플하게 커미션을 뭐 실제로 에이전트에 영향이 미쳤는지 안 미쳤는지 전혀 따지지 않고 그냥 지역을 다 주고 지역에 나오는 인컴에 대해서 다 적용을 하겠다는 거죠. 8% of net sales. 그리고 8만 불 이상 넘어가면은 그다음부터는 7%. 아니지. 100만 불 이상 넘어가면 미안해요. 100만 불 이상 넘어가면은 200만 불까지 그건 7%. 200만 불 이상은 6%가 적용되도록 하고 있고, 그 세일스 컬렉션을, 레비뉴 컬렉션을 저기 프린시플이 하니까 리포트는 누가 해야 되겠어요? 누가 누구한테? 우리 에이전트한테. 실제로 그렇게 돼 있나요? 그렇게 돼 있죠. 6.1b에 보면 Commissions report will be provided to agent with each communication payment and will reflect blah blah blah. How often? 얼마나 자주? Quarterly period. 3개월에 한 번씩이죠. 자,
선생님 어디 있어요?
quarterly period?
펄피리드면 4분기인가요?
4분이니까 3개월에 한 번이지.
아,
네.
자, 그 다음에 어딧 뭐 이런 조항 없나요? record keeping audit. 없으면은 이건 문제가 있는 거죠. 그래서 에이전트 입장에서는 그 조항을 넣어달라고 해야 됩니다. 이 조항을 이제 새로 막 쓰려고 하면 잠깐만요. 이거 복잡할 수 있는데 다른 데서 이제 또 따오면 돼요. 그 따는 건 이제 좀 나중에 말씀드리고. 근데 그 에이전시 어그리먼트 그 슬라이드 보면은 또 우리가 봐야 되는 게 계약이 끝나면은 언제까지 커미션을 받을 수 있는지 이걸 또 살펴봐야 되거든요. 물론 그 지역에서 발생한 모든 세일에 대해 적용한다고 했지만 그러면은 계약이 끝난 다음에도 여튼 그 세일 그 계약 기간까지 있었던 세일스에 대해서는 다 주는 건지 살펴봐야죠. 자, 그건 어떻게 되어 있나요? 그것도 좀 숨겨져 있는데 6.4 보면 The parties agree that upon expiration or termination of this agreement, agent's sole compensation shall be to recover receive full commissions in that amount, and to the extent it would otherwise have been entitled to receive such commissions pursuant to Section 6 as of the effective date of termination or resulting from agent's activity under this agreement. In the event of termination pursuant to 8.3 or other breach by agent, principal shall cease to pay commissions to agent as of the date of termination. 조금 헷갈리게 돼 있긴 한데 it would otherwise have been entitled to receive. 이것만 봐가지고는 기간이 지나면 더 못 받는 것 같아요. 그러니까 셀이 발생을 하면은 그때 발생했던 셀 넷 셀을 이제 정해 봅시다. 좀 불분명하게 돼 있네요. 넷셀제는 언제까지 받아야 된다 그런 게 없고, 여튼 뭐 순서대로 우선 순서대로가 아니라 뭐 이 하는 얘기만 맞아 하면은 6.4에 보면 계약이 종식될 때는 그때 받을 수 있는 그러니까 그때까지 완료된 세일즈, 그죠? 계약이 1월 1일 날 완료가 됐어. 그럼 그때까지 발생한 넷 세일즈에 대해서 이제 나중에 계약 끝난 다음에도 이제 받을 수 있다는 건데, 계약 끝난 다음에 이제 넷 세일즈에 대해서는 하나도 못 받게 되는 겁니다. 또는 그렇게 해석이 되게 이제 되어 있어요. 특별히 다른 해석을 시도하지 않는 한 계약이 종식되는 순간 그때까지 누적된 세일에 대해서만 누적된 게 아니지, 그때까지 입금이 된 세일에 대해서만 커미션을 이제 받도록 되어 있습니다. 그래서 이것이 좀 억울하다면, 왜냐하면 뭐 세일즈 뭐 홍보 효과가 딱 몇 월 며칠 딱 끝나는 게 아니잖아요, 그죠? 끝난 다음에도 뭐 몇 달 정도 그 효과가 남아 있는 건데, 그때 발생한 세일에 대해서는 이제 아무도 받지 못하는 게 억울하다고 하면 그걸 고쳐야 되겠죠. 6.4에 이제 그런 얘기를 써야 되겠죠. The commission shall include the amounts the 6.4 바로 뒤에 6.4 첫 번째 문장 바로 뒤에 such commissions shall include the amounts with respect to the sales that took place that will have taken place inside the territory for more 1 year after the termination. 먼저 이런 조항이 들어가면 될 겁니다. 그리고 그 어딧, 그러니까 report record keeping audit은 여기 없으니까 다른 데서 따오려면 라이센스 계약서 같은 데 보면 이제 그런 조항들이 항상 있습니다. 왜냐면 라이센스 계약서도 매출에 비례해서 로열티가 정해지기 때문에 그것도 라이센시가 보통 report record keeping audit을 하도록 돼 있어요. 그래서 라이센스 계약서를 이제 한번 보시면 그거 보지 말고 patent license 보세요. 특허 라이센스 4.1에 보면 patent license 4.1, 4.2에 보면 We shall at all times keep accurate business accounts and records showing the nature and quantities of licensed products sold by or on behalf of B, and A shall have the right to require that business account records be kept in accordance with reasonable business practices. 그래서 record keeping이 이제 이런 조항인 거고요. 그 4.2b에 보면 B shall render to A orderly statements showing the nature and quantities of licensed products sold in writing, duly certified by an officer or by designated representative. This statement shall be provided to A within 30 days. 이게 리포팅이고, 그리고 4.5에 보면 A shall have the right at its own expense through a certified public accountant chosen by it and reasonably acceptable to B to audit at a reasonable time, but no more than once during any given 6 months period, B's business records, B's accounts and records to determine the accuracy and correctness of the statements required by paragraph 4.1 of this article. 이게 이제 어딧 조항이에요. 그래서 그 밑에 보면 discrepancy가 발생했을 때 어떻게 해야 하는지만 안 나왔네요. 여기는 그냥 어딧을 저기 하도록 되어 있고, 자 리포팅은 얼마나 자주 하도록 되어 있나요? 리포팅 리포팅
어디 어떤 에이전시
아니
라이센스
patent license 계약서였어요.
캘린더 뭐예요?
calendar quarter. 예, 여기도 이제 세 달에 한 번이고. 자, record keeping은 4.1에 돼 있네. 네, how long? 안 써 있네요. 라이선스 계약서에.
at least 4 years.
At least 4 years.
4.4에?
4.4에.
맨 마지막 문제. Issue with
그러네. 예. 4년이면 꽤 긴 편이에요. 예. 그리고 어디는 얼마나 자주?
6 months. 4.5.
예, 4.5에 보면 6개월에 한 번씩. 이런 조항들 그렇게 비슷하게 에이전시 어그리먼트에 집어넣으면 됩니다. 자, 그러면 이제 에이전시 어그리먼트의 유니크한 점들은 우리가 다 봤고, 그걸 봐야지. Who is responsible for non-collection? 돈을 못 받은 거에 대해서는 자세히 나와 있지는 않은데 아마도 프린시펄일 걸로 보여요. 여기 뭐 계약 자체를 프린시펄이 직접 한다고 되어 있으니까. 자, 워런티는 어떤 것들이 있습니까? 워런티.
그럼 다시 돌아가신 거죠?
예, 에이전시 어그리먼트 돌아갈 거예요. 예.
에이전트 듀티에
네.
그러니까 5.1에 F에 그 로마자 소문수 다 보면은 뎁트 컬렉션 뭐 이런 게 있는데
예.
그러면은 넌 컬렉션 의무가 있는 건가요 에이전트한테? 그 뭐지?
어디 있죠?
5.1에 F에 그 로마자 소문자 4요.
To manage and oversee the commercial relationship, sales recordings provided manage debt collection. Facilitating liaison and principles accountable for 그러네요. 네. 예, 뭐 그런 것 같습니다.
Debt collection?
Debt collection, 추심.
근데 오더를 프린시펄이 하는데 어떻게 에이전트가 세일즈 레코딩하고 리포딩 하죠?
그러게 말이에요. 보면은 다 좀 그 계약서가 자세히 만들어진 것 같진 않아요.
이
예,
P 그 같은 조항 P예요.
네.
그 에이전트가 프린시펄을 위해서 돈을 받았을 때 이거 송금해줘야 된다는 거는 그냥 예외적으로
예외적으로 그런 경우에는 그렇게 하는 거죠. 자, 그 다음은 이제 워런티를 찾아보죠. 워런티.
4.5.
4.5. With respect to products procured by principal from manufacturers who are now place of principal expense shall pass on and assign to agent. The warranty provided by such manufacturer and principal shall assist agent in making any claims against such manufacturer. Neither principal nor any of affiliates makes any warranties express or implied, including any warranty of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose with respect to this product. Now, pleasure principal. You shall be responsible for shipping charges, blah blah blah. B에 보면은 in no event shall principal liability for any breach of warranty exceeding the amount of the price of product respect to which any breach is claimed. 이거 말고 또 워런티 조항이 있나요? 보면은 여기서는 워런티를 지금 하나도 안 한 거나 마찬가지에 보면 어떤 제품에 대해서 제품의 질에 대해서 전혀 책임을 지지 않겠다. 물론 이제 모든 제품에서 대해서 그렇다는 게 아니라 그 제3자, 그러니까 독립적인 그 생산자로부터 이렇게 넘겨받은 것들에 한해서는 넘겨받은 것들에 한해서는 넘겨받은 것들에 한해서는 전혀 책임을 지지 않겠다는 겁니다. 그래서 저 굵은 글씨로 이제 돼 있는 거는 미국의 이제 어떤 주들은 워런티는 전부 다 대문자로 쓰도록 법으로 요구를 하고 있어서, 그러니까 워런티가 아니라 저 디스클레이머, 그러니까 워런티가 없다라고 써 있는 거, 그러니까 이런 워런티가 없다. 그래서 warranty of merchantability, 거기도 좀 타이포가 있는데 warranty of merchantability 거기 하나고, 그 다음에 of라고 되어 있는데 of가 아니라 or입니다. or. 그래서 warranty of merchantability, 그 다음에 warranty, 그 다음에 warranty of fitness for a particular purpose. 그러니까 한목적성 보증하고.
그러면 워런티가 에이전트에게 넘어간다는 건가요?
그렇죠. 그러니까 워런티가 있으면은 자기 워런티가 아니라 manufacturer 워런티가 있으면, 그러니까 manufacturer 워런티는 계약 관계가 아니더라도 그 제품에 대해서 따라가도록 이제 되어 있는 건데, manufacturer 워런티가 있는 경우에는 그 워런티에 대해서 에이전트가 수혜자가 될 수 있도록 그렇게 하겠다는 거고, 그러니까 이런 건 것 같아요. 에이전트가 물건을 홍보를 해서 이제 팔았는데, 보면은 에이전트가 뭐 커스터머 서비스도 하고 이제 쭉 하도록 돼 있잖아요, 지금. 보면 프린시플은 물건만 팔고 나머지 현장 대응은 전부 다 에이전트가 하도록 돼 있단 말이에요. 그럼 문제가 발생하면 이제 에이전트가 책임을 지겠죠. 근데 거기에 대해서 프린시플은 책임을 안 지고 생산자의 그 manufacturer warranty가 있으면 그 이상 아무런 책임 안 진다는 얘기죠. 근데 그러면은 프린시플이 직접 준 거에 대해서는 뭐 무슨 워런티가 있냐 하면 뭐 그렇지도 않아요. 우선 명시적으로는 프린시플이 어디서 떼온 거, 딴 데서 그 확보해온 거에 대해서는 이제 워런티가 없다라고 돼 있는데, 그러면은 프린시플이 직접 만든 거에 대해서는 뭐 어떤 워런티가 있냐 하면 뭐 또 그렇지도 않습니다. 있다. 미안. 4.5a 제일 뒤에 보세요.
쉘프라이프 그거를 워런티라고 하는 건가요?
4.5 제일 뒤에 보면 with respect to 뒤에 세 문장 보세요. 뒤에 밑에서 한 넷째, 다섯째 줄. With respect to any products that are manufactured by principals. 자체 생산한 거에 대해서는 principal warrants that such products shall conform to the specifications established by principal and agent, and that such products shall be merchantable and free from defects. 상품성이 있어야 되고 from defects. 하자가 없다. Provided the products manufactured by principal or its affiliates are stored in appropriate conditions, principal warrants that such products shall have the shelf life specify the specifications agreed by the parties. shelf life는 재고 기간. 그러니까 몇 년 이상 지나면 더 이상 팔 수 없는 물건들이 있거든요. 그렇죠. 화장품이 대표적인 그런 제품인데.
이게 화장품.
그렇죠. 제일 앞에 코스메틱스라고 돼 있었구나. 그래서 그 유통기간을 이제 보장을 한다. 그리고 이제 B에 가서 in no event shall principal's liability for any breach of such warranties exceed in amount the price of the products. Principal's warranty is expressly in lieu of any other warranties expressed or implied, including any implied warranty of merchantability, or 거기는 or라고 잘 돼 있네. 물론 그 위에는 of라고 잘못돼 있었는데 쓰는 거는 implied warranty of merchantability 그거 하나, 그다음에 implied warranty of fitness for a particular purpose 그게 하나. 그러니까 상품성 보증하는 거, 또 이제 그 한목적성 보증하는 거 이렇게 두 개가 되고 있는 거.
그러니까 세이프티 보증이 한목적성 보증인가요?
Fitness for a particular purpose.
네, 그게 그 세이프티 보증.
아니죠. 그러니까 지금 safe하다는 그거는 어디에도 없죠.
그거는 indemnification 쪽에 있게 되는 거.
indemnification에 있을 수도 있는데, 근데 아마 화장품이라서 이렇게 위험하다고 생각을 안 해서 PL에 대해서는 아무것도 없지 않을까 생각되는데, 없었죠.
그 C에 보면 여기
어디?
그 바로 밑에 B 밑에 C에 바른 라이abili티는 없다고.
어디 얘기하는 거죠?
한목적성 보증 밑에
그게 몇 조지?
C
4.5. 오케이. 4.5C. Principal does not assume nor authorize assume for any liability connected apply oral contracts or warranties collateral to affecting the second person shall not be liable to agent any other persons for consequential, special or incidental damages. consequential damages 배운 거 하나 나오네. special or incidental 이게 이제 그 special damages는 여기서는 그 뜻대로 그냥 읽어줘야 돼요. 그러니까 특별 손해로 읽어줘야 되고. 여기서는 자, 그리고 그 다음에 저기를 해야 되는데 보일러 플레이트를 봐야 되는데 지금 좀 시간이 다 돼서 한 가지만 보고 넘어갑시다. 자, 항상 의뢰인들이 제일 관심 있는 거 준거법하고 분쟁 해결지 어떻게 돼 있어요?
캘리포니아였던가? 11.5
11.5
governing
Governing law. The agreement shall be governed constituted upon the laws of the state of Florida. 11.5에 그 다음에 parties irrevocably submit to the exclusive jurisdiction of the courts of Miami-Dade County, Florida. 분쟁 해결자하고 두 개 다 나와 있죠. 자, 지금 한국이 테리토리고 한국 에이전트 입장에서는 이걸 받아들이는 게 좋을까요, 안 좋을까요? 우선 제일 먼저 생각해야 되는 거는 여러분 고객이 소송 원고가 될 가능성이 높은지 피고가 될 가능성이 높은지 생각합니다. 에이전트야. 그럼 돈 받을 게 있어요? 돈 줄 게 있어요? 받을 게 있죠. 제일 중요한 건 에이전트는 돈 받는 거잖아요. 그죠? 그러려면 분쟁 해결을 쉽게 해놔야죠. 근데 분쟁이 생기면 홈 경기를 해야 돼요? 어웨이 경기를 해야 돼요? 참, 월드 시리즈 7차전 어떻게 됐나요?
휴스턴
네. 어웨이 경기를 해야 돼요. 근데 그렇다고 해가지고 꼭 불리하냐? 그건 아니라고 말씀드렸죠. 왜냐면 홈 경기를 하게 되면 한국 법원에서 이기면 한국 법원 판결을 가면 그쪽에서 그냥 돈 안 내고 버티면 가서 집행을 하는데 집행을 위한 소 또 제기를 해야 돼요. 그럼 집행을 위한 소를 또 제기하면 뭐 조금 깎아주겠지. 본안소송 아니니까. 하지만 어차피 한국에서 본안소송 하느라고 들였던 비용 이상 어차피 들어갈 거예요. 2번 소송을 해야 된다. 근데 그렇다고 해서 그럼 플로리다에 뭐 거기 뭐 아는 변호사들이 뭐 이렇게 있는 것도 아니고 플로리다 아시겠지만 이제 상당히 보수적인 지역이고 이번에도 트럼프 찍었고 외국에서 온 기업들에게 얼마나 잘 이런 건 이제 다 고려해야 되는 거죠. 그럼 본안도 좀 이기가 어려울 것 같다. 그럼 한국도 답이 아니고 플로리다도 답이 아니다. 그러면 뭘 해야 돼요? arbitration. 그래서 arbitration 조항을 거기다 이제 쭉 써놓을 거예요. 저 같으면. 준거법은 어떤 것 같아요? 준거법. 준거법은 플로리다법으로 하면은 불리할까요? 별로 불리하지 않죠. 플로리다법, 그러니까 뭐 미국 계약법이 특별히 뭐 외국인에게 불리하다라거나 뭐 이런 건 있을 수가 없고, 그리고 도리어 그 손해배상에 있어서 미국 법이 한국 법보다 손해배상을 더 너그럽게 해주는 경향이 있는 것도 사실입니다. 물론 계약 손해배상은 계약 위반에 대한 손해배상은 별로 뭐 더 주고 말 게 없어요. 다 스페셜 데미지라서. 그러니까 내가 얘기하는 스페셜 데미지는 스페시파이드 데미지. 액수가 미리 정해진. 뭐 계약 위반 때문에 뭐 너무 마음이 아파서 뭐 병원에 갖고 무슨 병원비를 청구할 수 있는 게 아니거든요. 자, 질문 또 있습니까? 자, 없으면 여기까지 하고 다음 주 수업 없고 그 다음 주에 그 에이전트 계약서에 있는 보일러 플레이트 보고 그 다음에 라이센스 계약서 들어갈게요. 자, 마치겠습니다.
감사합니다.